Okay. Chapter 13. Simangu takes Kamala to the home for the blind. Kamala sits alone outside while Simangu does his work. Kamala sits and contemplates what he did wrong to make his son turn out the way he did. He thinks back over his son's childhood and comforts himself by saying that there's nothing that happened that could make Absalom into a murderer. He started having hopes of a brighter future with his family, but that turned into despair once he admitted that his tribe had been broken apart and would not be able to be repaired because of all of the terrible things that's happened. And he knows that Absalom probably will never be able to come back home if he does find him. Kamala listens to Simangu preach and is touched by his golden voice and his golden words. He recovers his faith and hope, and he thanks Simangu for that. Chapter 14. Gertrude, Kamala's sister, gets her table set and pots and pans sold, and she intends on buying a new coat and shoes. Simangu and the white man from the reformatory come to tell Kamala that Absalom and his cousin, along with one other man, were involved in the shooting of the white engineer. Absalom pulled the trigger, and Kamala is gravely shaken by this news. He learns that his son has actually committed murder. The fear that he had when he first heard the news story has actually come true, and come to find out that his son is the one that actually pulled the trigger. And this just gets him right in the heart. He can barely take it. He goes to tell his brother John about this, and John is just as grieved at the news. So the white man from the reformatory takes him to the prison to see their sons. Absalom is almost non-responsive to his crying father and seems very uncomfortable with the meeting. There are tears in Absalom's eyes as he is unable to explain his past actions. He blames it on his bad companions and says, "You know what? The devil made me do it." He says that he still wishes to marry the pregnant girl, which is kind of positive, I guess. But the whole time, Kamala is just sad. He's pretty upset about the whole situation. Even though Absalom confessed to the crime, John still wants to get a lawyer to fight the case because he says that, you know what? Your son admitted to killing this white man, but my son didn't, and the third guy didn't. So there's really no proof that my son and the other guy was even there. It's just your son's word against ours, and I'm pretty sure no one is going to believe Absalom. So it's his word against theirs. So John intends to pretty much get his son off because no one is going to believe Absalom's story. Kamala remembers Father Vincent's offer to help with anything, and then he goes to see Father Vincent. And that's the end of chapter 14. Chapter 15. Even though the white man from the reformatory was angry about the situation, he offered to help Kamala get a lawyer for Absalom. Father Vincent agrees to help Kamala find a lawyer, and he tells Father Vincent that he keeps hoping that this is all a dream, but he knows it's not. He feels as though God has left him. While everyone else saw what would happen to his son, he didn't, and now he's pretty much having a pity party. Father Vincent is not sure what to say, but he does tell Kamala that sorrow is better than fear, because fear keeps a man from moving on. It makes you stick wherever you are, too afraid to do anything else. But he says that sorrow gives a man something to do, something to move on from. And that's how he's trying to encourage Kamala. Kamala says that his son is not really sorry what he's done. Like, from what he's seen about his son, his reactions, he's only sorry that he got caught, that he's in trouble now for his acts. Not that, he's truly sorry for the things that he's done. Only the fact that he's been caught. And Father Vincent tries to defend Absalom by saying, well, maybe the boy is still in shock. Maybe he keeps answering, I don't know, because he really doesn't. Maybe he's just so terrified of all the things that have occurred, and he doesn't know what's going to happen to him, and that's why he's acting the way he is. But he tells Kamala that he must pray for everyone, including his son, and give thanks for what he does have. And that is the end of chapter 15.